welcome back to the studio after that fantastic match between Rampage and Thingy. Thingy really showing us calm and collective piloting, and then doing the thing that we talked about earlier this day, where they kind of circled, bided their time, and then just dove in straight for those Vexers, just grabbed a hold of them and didn't let go.
I think this is levels up from that. Yeah. We talk about that as like simply don't charge blindly into your opponents. That's a bad idea. This was way past that too. Not only are we not charging in, we're positioning really, really smartly leading up to that moment where we do engage, and then we're coordinating the way we use all of our weapons and all of our EOR in a really nice way. So this was just like expert execution.
That wasn't so much even as like a charge. It was more like a freeze out. So when they had that 5 minutes where they were just making positional moves, they had 5 minutes to organize, okay, you're webbing and scramming him, you're webbing and scramming him, you're webbing and scramming him. And when they spread out just enough, like you were talking about earlier, they spread out just enough to not really be able to apply their damage to any one target if they're frozen in that position and unable to make corrective movements. When the move up happened, immediately everyone got locked right where they were and weren't able to really actively respond.
So I super like your quote from that match, which was, I swear it's not boring. This is fun stuff.
It's not. We've had that. I mean, we after our. Go ahead.
It was a really nice. It was a really nice match, and we can get the stats up on the screen here and kind of look at that in more detail.
I call it the toilet bowl maneuver. They both circle until there's a. They circle each other until there's a big flush.
We've talked about like coming out of some of the like basically out of the 89 debacle and worrying about matches being boring. There was a time when people would. Around here get really nervous when this kind of match would happen. Like, what are they doing? Are they screwing around? Is nothing going to happen? Or is this just some conga line, time wasting stuff? But actually, this was a really one of the probably the most high skilled in terms of execution matches that we've seen so far in the tournament. I think even like you were talking about, just assigning who's responsible for webbing what, even stuff like that. Isn't even that simple. I mean, it depends on what order they come in, whether or not that's the right decisions. It just felt like they did everything exactly right, and that's not easy at all.
They flew that exceptionally well.
The other thing about the way this actually went down is the difference in setups is really important. They looked really similar, but the Rampage team was much more dependent on their blaster damage. Having the Proteuses means that they really want to have everybody on top of their target, whereas the Thingy team is much more drone-based, so their damage is much more flexible in terms of range, which is why controlling where the ships are positioned is really important. They have some blaster damage, but making sure that Rampage isn't close enough to get on top of them actually benefits them a lot. But yeah, just across the board, really well played, and probably really well played by Rampage as well. I mean, that's a tournament-winning team. We know that they're very good too.
I felt they piloted that well, but it was just like that match. Thingy just got the upper hand, and we're just really on point and in really good form.
Yeah, I mean, I think this match makes them look like a contender for the top couple spots in the tournament for sure.
Well, they're one of 4 winners bracket people left, so.
There's only at this point 4 teams that are undefeated. So,
but they'll be playing Warlords.
There are 5 teams because we haven't done the last match.
Meaning there's 4 teams.
Warlords, no. We have
there's
3.
4 teams in the winners bracket.
Yes, but currently we have 3 teams.
But there will be at the end of the day 4 teams.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yes, I am right.
You're right.
Thank you.
Good job. You stick to baseball.
Have you ever been on a real train?
Suck it.
Have you ever ridden on a train?
Yes, I have. It's like that famous train that was in Around the World in 80 Days when I was touring America. It's like somewhere up in the mountains. It's pretty good. Pretty cool.
Okay.
I fed a chipmunk goldfish crackers on that train, which was pretty cool.
There was a chipmunk on the train?
Yes.
Was it like someone's pet, or was it just
no?
Trapped?
It was just
a wild chipmunk trapped
inside the train. It's just a wild
the train.
chipmunk eating goldfish, which was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun on that train.
You should have freed it. What?
It ran out when we stopped.
Okay.
Like it was probably there on its own accord. So like
it just had to get somewhere really quick.
Probably.
All right.
But let's go into the next match here.
Stop listening to you guys like 5 minutes ago.
with this
how about
match,
next
this is a really good match. We're gonna jump into the bands here real quick for this final match of the day, which is again Warlords at the Deep against Semicolon Drop Table Users. Semicolon Drop Table Users, probably the best name in this tournament, in my opinion. Little Bobby tables, as we like to call them. Warlords of the Deep banned the Vargur and the Golem, and Semicolon Drop Table Users banned the Ishtar and the Dominics. Now, both teams we've iterated on this. We've touched upon this a little bit before in the show, so we know what these teams are. Let's just get our predictions since the match is ready. CCP Rice.
Sticking with Warlords.
Warlords of the Deep.
Well, it looks as though all three of us are in agreement. I think Warlords of the Deep are going to take this one as well.
What?
But I think Semicolon might surprise us.